Hello, Trapped in Plastic. How you doing today? Today I'm working on a skull, doing some 3D modeling. I'm mostly, whoops, I just put a big old crease across it. Mostly just going to be working on this and kind of answering questions and hanging out live on camera. It's my first ever live stream, so welcome to it. Be nice if I had some music going on in the background. I didn't really set anything up. I was supposed to do another live stream, and that got canceled. So this just sort of happened. And I have a new computer. I have a new studio. I've got most of the stuff I need in order to do this. Finally, have some good internet. So I figured, why not just play around with the settings, see if it works, and hopefully get some stuff done. Um, I do have a Discord. I could throw a Discord link into the chat for anybody who wants to call in. I'm not really set up to do anything, so I have no idea if any of this will work. So this is an experiment. If if it goes well, that's wonderful. Oh, outside of the skull, what are you working on? Asked by Trapped in Plastic. Um, I'm currently working on 5 major projects. I'm working on a marionette that is on commission, a Don Quixote marionette. It's currently disassembled. I'll go grab that in a second. Working on some machines for a company that makes mushroom jerky. I am an engineer as well as an artist, and so I design and build these machines for crushing mushroom. Oh, hi. Wait, which Millie? Millie in Australia? I can't wait to find out. Um, I'm also working on a bunch of, actually, oh yeah, wait, there's 2 Australian Millies. So which Millie in Australia is it? Is it the Millie who has horses or the Millie who makes dolls based on? Oh, okay, dolls. Hi, Millie. How's it going? That's great. Great to have you in the chat. Um, let's see. I'm going to go grab that marionette. Be right back. Umberto Lubercio says, hello, congratulations for your work. Hello from Saltillo, Mexico. Well, thank you. Here's, this is part of the armor for Don Quixote. Here's his traveling rucksack. Don Quixote's head. Here we go. Got some little touch up to do there. Head and neck for the marionette. There's his spine. A windmill must have got him. Let's see. Shin guard. Here's a leg. That'll go under there with the shin guard on it. You get the idea. Here's a hand, an arm. So that's something I'll be doing. And leg guards, handle for his lance, the lance with the nice sharp spiky point. Another leg, pelvis, legs attach here. Whoops. There we are. And one of my favorite pieces, this is one of the arm guards. So I think I believe that's for the other arm. Yeah. All right. Here's his helmet. All banged up. This will be canted back fairly far. There. Fits on him about like that angle. He's going to be great. I'm really excited. Yeah. And here's his suit of armor. Most of it. The chest piece is right here, which I haven't yet assembled, but that'll go inside there with arms coming out like so. See if I can get his spine in. There. He's going to be incredible. I can't wait. He's falling apart. This is, again, impromptu live stream, so everything is a bit chaotic. The poor man has some dirty clothes. This is, I haven't yet made all the clothing because most of the clothing is just going to be peeking out between parts of the armor. So for instance, once I put the legs on, there will be the armor in front with the fabric in back, kind of covering the back side of the leg. It'll all just be hot glued in place, and a little bit of super glue. None of it is assembled very or it's all very, very permanent. It's serviceable, but it's not like a real piece of costuming. Hey Shane, how's it going? I'm here in my new studio. I'll give a brief tour. You can see there's a little critter, let's see, there in the background that we're working on sculpting. There's my sculpting table behind us. There's the machine shop. And there's the mushroom press, right? How's this work? There, that I'm building. my nice little window, whole bunch of materials on the shelf, and that plywood box in the background is an oven for cooking foam, latex foam specifically for making monsters. And yeah, there's a whole bunch going on. I have so many videos to make. I have to tell you guys, I have more than 20 hours of footage, probably 25 hours of footage at least on my hard drive right now, waiting to become videos. And I just have to have time to edit. But right now, I've got this guy to do. Let's show some more parts. Let's go. Oh, here we are. Dink, dink, dink. Yeah. So there's this skull I'm working on for a beastie. This light is reflecting badly. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So this is my very first 3D sculpt of a soft body sculpt. I have always sculpted hard body stuff. Most of the stuff I work on is engineering or set design or something like this. And this is the first monster that I've worked on. Hey, Robert, how's it going? Very good to see you. Yeah, and Shane, it is absolutely. I've got more room than when I was trying to work out of the back of my truck. That was terrible. I want to show you one more thing that I'm working on. It's more the typical stuff that I do. I'm opening up Shaper 3D, and this will take a couple seconds. But this is the eye for that creature, and boy, it's a little hard to work this way, but here we go. That's the eyeball. And if I open up the layers panel and let's hide the eyelids, you can see a little bit of the mechanics going on there. I've got 30 degrees of rotation in either direction, and then independent up top and bottom eyelids, and those two lids will close and open to about 55 degrees. There will be a little lens in there, and then in the back of the eyeball, like if I just get rid of the, let's get rid of the eyeball itself, you can see I've got a little Adafruit Flora NeoPixel. It's a RGB LED that will be attached to the whole thing. So that's going inside the skull that I'm sculpting in the other program. Super exciting. So we'll go back to this. Here's this guy, the monster. So he'll have glowing eyes and blinking lids, and be able to look all around and be pretty scary. So I guess the obvious thing is I'm getting into some 3D printing lately, because this job I'm working on, which, by the way, I've signed an NDA, so I'm not going to say anything about the name of the project, the production company, when it's coming out, all that kind of stuff, unfortunately. But I'm excited for when it does come out. Then I can, spill all the beans. But anyway, I'm working on a really cool project that pays well enough that I could buy a 3D printer and also buy the computer that I'm able to film this live stream on, which is fantastic. And things are definitely going better, for sure. I think some of you who know me really well or have followed my channel for a while know that I had a studio years ago, back in 2017. I went to Australia. I met Millie there. It was a really fun trip. It was wonderful, very exciting. But the trip did not end up making as much money as it cost. And when I arrived back in the United States, I was totally flat broke and had a huge debt to the landlord. And so I lost that studio at the end of 2017. Spent 2018 living in my truck, a 27-foot long bread truck, and trying to get jobs as I could. Built a bunch of workstations into the back of that truck. Fortunately, some friends of mine pooled their money and bought me a generator so I'd at least have electricity. But I was, illegally parking in national parks and trying to work on paid projects, like trying to do carpentry in a parking lot of a national park. And then being very careful with the amount of gas I had, and trying not to be parked in the wrong place at night. And at one point somebody cut the gas line on my truck, trying to steal gas out of the tank. All kinds of scary and difficult things from about 2018 to 2019. But 2019, I did a mural at the end of the year, and then I did a puppet for Showtime, which is on my channel. Some of you may have seen that. There's a short documentary. The featured video on my channel shows the marionette of Rick Rubin that I built for Showtime Networks. And then I built these mushroom press machines, which, there's one of them right there. And those further cemented things gave me something, gave me the money that I could, get some tools and stuff like that. And eventually, this project came along, and I've been able to build a much bigger, albeit temporary, studio. All these walls, you can see they don't go all the way up. And so those walls are designed to screw together really quick and then come apart. And I can stack them all up. There's 10 wall sections, and put them in a different warehouse if I have to. So I'm ready to move again, because this space is also temporary. But it is a good stepping stone to the point where I will have, a better space, a more concrete final space. And I'm still working on trying to finish the marionette film, The Doom That Came to Fiddle Creek. Very much hoping that comes to fruition. But yeah, that's kind of what got me here. Now I'm building more machines and working on this big project simultaneously. Shane says I'm always welcome in Maine. That's the wrong Portland. No, seriously, I do want to go to the East Coast. I've wanted to teach at the John Campbell Folk School. I believe that's what it's called, which I think is in New Hampshire, nearby. And they obviously have been closed for the pandemic. I haven't really talked to anybody at that school in a while, so I don't even know if they're still open. I have no idea. But that is something I'd like to do, come teach a marionette building class in somewhere in New England at some point soon. And I think it's more possible than it's ever been before. So I'm excited about that. Anybody else have any questions? Nope. Looks like. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Robert says if you need an editor for the Video Bat vlog. So here's an interesting thing about the video editing process. It's going to be tricky because I was mostly filming in the previous studio, which was also in a big open warehouse, but it had much higher ceilings. There was a lot more concrete. All of the video footage is extremely noisy. So for about 20 hours of footage for all of the marionette videos, I made the decision that I'm just going to do voiceover at the end. So I filmed everything in near silence, just the sound of the tools, just the sound of machining, a lot of like pointing to things, tapping, and a little bit of an ASMR style video series in terms of the way it's filmed. And then I plan to do a whole bunch of voiceover. So, in order to edit it properly, I need to go through that and do a rough edit and then do a voiceover. And then maybe I can hand it off to somebody who might be interested in doing more refined editing on it. Um, and Shane, as far as having a offer of your guest house, that sounds really fantastic, especially if I just decide to do kind of a small vacation type thing. At this point, I'm still in the position where if I go anywhere, I have to be able to pay for the trip. Australia really taught me a lesson, unfortunately, that if I'm not able to make sure that I definitely have the trip paid for and my rent paid for while I'm gone, that everything is covered, that there's a cushion. I don't want to get into that situation again. That was real bad. And so I will be traveling. I want to travel, but it's going to be, you know, I'm going to have to figure out how to earn a living through the traveling in order to be able to do it. But the good news, I keep my living expenses really cheap. This studio is still pretty inexpensive. It looks nice, but it's in the middle of a warehouse. There's one electrical outlet in the whole place, and everything is powered off of that. There's no running water, there's no bathroom. I've rented a porta potty so that I can have employees here who, help build things. Um, so it's real cheap conditions, and I still live in the truck. It's just parked on my friend's property, and I use his guest bathroom. I get electricity and internet and access to running water for a relatively inexpensive amount. But I'm keeping my expenses low. The big expense recently is the internet. I decided to finally get serious internet so that I could do things like this live stream and hopefully do more kind of working sessions where I can answer questions and show people how to do things and all that kind of stuff. Very excited to do more live streaming and particularly international teaching via YouTube or Twitch or things like that. So that's kind of on the agenda for the future. Wow, so it's already been 25 minutes. I think I'm going to do about 5 more minutes. If anybody has any other questions. Shane, I'll show you some of what I'm working on because maybe you missed it. This is the Don Quixote puppet that I'm currently working on. There's his armor. This kind of gives you an idea of what he'll be like when he's done. And of course, I showed the skull, Stuff of Nightmares. And there's a whole lot more going on that. I can't wait to show some of the other stuff that I'm working on. And I think I will do more of these live streams. So maybe I won't be quite so random in just like throwing it up online. But I will do some more of these, maybe some kind of scheduled live stream at some point. Because this is kind of fun. I'm enjoying it. I do want to set up like a Discord or something where people can call in and ask questions, and I can be listening to people's voices while, and maybe have other people talk, so it's not just me doing a patter endlessly. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good point. Shane says, plug my Patreon. I'm Patreon/Jack. I believe it's just Jack. It might be Jack Burchell. Let me check. This is a real good point. A good point you make, sir. Um, I have a Patreon that is at patreon.com// I don't know. Let's try this. Oh yeah, it is. It's just GEAHK. Patreon.com/GEAHK. And I make marionettes, and you can, find me right there. It's I'm not super good at Patreon, but if anybody wants to see all the patterns and templates that I post into our secret little Patreon hub, then it's worth the $2 or whatever it costs to join at the lowest tier. And I'm working on a marionette book. This is one of the pages for a highly detailed build your own marionettes kind of book that will be sort of the book that I never had when I was learning to build marionettes myself. I really wanted something that gave all of the details that other books kind of inferred or kind of gave a vague reference to or assumed you already knew. This book will have very clear instructions every step of the way, while still being very flexible and letting you know that there is no right way to make puppets. You can make puppets a whole bunch of different ways. I'll have a whole section on different approaches to doing an arm or an elbow joint or a shoulder joint or knees or waists. And some of the different techniques I use, some of the different approaches that I've used in my own career. And I'll probably have a section on other puppeteers as well that talks about things that other puppeteers have done to solve specific problems. I'm hoping that book is done by the end of this year. I originally wanted it to be done in spring. It was very clear every page was taking too long. But it'd be great if it was done in 2021. No 2022 nonsense for delivering this book. Okay, it's 29 minutes into the live stream. I'm going to hang out for another minute. Anybody have any last minute questions that I can answer? If not, I appreciate everybody stopping by to this very impromptu, sudden live stream. Thank you very much. My name is Jack Burchell. I've really enjoyed your company, and I hope to see you again in the future. All right. Thanks very much.